all of us were just like looking out the window, because it's just, you know, I've never been to anywhere like that before, that the school now has clean water to wash with. We all saw how happy the children still were, you know, with what little they have, and we were pleased, really pleased to see how the money could be used. I'll be able to tell this story one time without crying, but so my name is Sally Laurie, and I work as a marketing manager at Borg Overström. And last week I went to Uganda with the Made Blue Foundation. We're kind of at the beginning of our journey with Made Blue. We've been with them this year, but there's certainly room to grow. We've got a few distributors on board now, which are donating for every dispenser they order. They pay £2.50 towards Made Blue, and then Borg and Overström match that, so it's £5 per dispenser. But we really want to kind of push the message to all of our distributors now. I mean, having seen it firsthand, and hopefully me explaining it now, you can see what a fantastic cause it is. And, you know, for each glass of water poured from a Borg Overström dispenser, that could be matched with a clean glass of water for someone who really, really needs it over in Uganda. So, yes, I would urge all of our distributors to just get on board with Made Blue. And I'm actually really proud to work for a company who cares enough to be part of the Made Blue Foundation. It's such a fantastic cause, and yeah, I'm really glad that they can see the huge importance, and they want to help. And yeah, it's now just about pushing that message. We're there helping. We now need our distributors to get on board so that we can really help even further. So the project we went to on our third day there, we split up into two groups. So each group went to see a school in a community. And the group I was with, the school we went to visit, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. So Made Blue work with various organisations. So the donations go towards Made Blue. Made Blue work with an organisation called Samavi, who work with other organisations. It's a big chain effect to try and get the right people and the right help. So the donations from Made Blue have gone towards, for this school, a water tank, like a large water tank, and a filtration system, which means that the school now has clean water to wash with, and also they now have it, the children and the teachers now have drinking water as well. The drinking water does need an extra kind of bit of filtration just to make sure that it's, totally clean and for them to drink without, causing any harm. But this is something that they totally didn't have before. So they actually took us to a stream that they used to drink from. So it's a kind of a brown, muddy-ish stream, and these children and the locals were, filling up their jerry cans or bottles and drinking from this. And, there could be animals further up the stream bathing in it, and it's dirty and it caused illness. And now they don't have to do that, now that, they've got this solution in the school. And it's not just about putting the water tank in and then going. It's so much more than that. So the children are taught about hygiene. They're taught about washing their hands. The school are taught to maintain the systems and to become self-sufficient. So once they've got the tank, they need to be able to look after that and have people in maintenance to come and look after it and make sure it keeps working. So at this school, Josephine, the head teacher, she's a remarkable woman. So she, a sec. I'll be able to tell this story one time without crying, but she, hang on a second. It's always when I get to talking about her, she makes me cry. So she is trying to help maintain the school by they're planting banana trees, and they're planting Irish potatoes and carrots, and these are things that will not only feed the children and the teachers, but they're also selling them to earn money to help maintain the school and look after the toilet facilities and the drinking water facilities. So yeah, really inspirational, and she was very proud as she was, giving us the tour of the school of here's where we're growing this, and also trying to make the place nicer. So the toilet facilities, she didn't want the children to be kind of scared of them because they're not so used to them. So she's putting nice plants around to make it look prettier, and they've painted it just to make it look a bit more inviting to the children who, like I say, just weren't really used to that kind of facility. And then they also, it was lovely, the children did some songs for us, and that was really lovely to watch. So it was a wonderful experience. The children are so happy. They haven't got a lot. There's 800 pupils in this school, and there were 7 classrooms. So very jam-packed, and I don't think they've got a lot of resources or anything like that, but they're very happy with what they have got. And it's only in the last 2 years that children do actually go to school now, or they're made to go to school. And the other thing about the school is, I was asking Josephine, the head teacher, if, is this water just for the school, or is it for the whole community? And she said it is for everybody. So before school, after school, parents or whoever else in the community are allowed to come to the school to fill up their water cans. And also they use the school at the weekends for weddings and parties and things like that, because it's got the toilet facilities, because it's got the water for washing and drinking. It's kind of the hub of the community. There are houses around it, so it's a case of, the school we went to was kind of up in the hills, and I think in a lot of cases they do have to walk for hours to get their water, whereas here it is more local, so it saves them time. And the other key thing to say is that before this water source, it was for the children to go and get this water. So that's an hour walking there, getting it, an hour carrying these 2 heavy cans back to their home, and that's before they've even gone to school. So it was taking time out of their education, whereas now they don't have to worry about that. It's giving them time back, and they've got easy access to it now, rather than missing school and missing their education. It's another world over there, and kids over here, they've got water fountains, they've got toilets, they take clean water to school with them, and it's just a totally different world over there, where the children have to work a lot harder. But the Made Blue Foundation and ambassadors like Borg Overström and the other ambassadors I went with, we're all working to try and get more donations to help not just that school, but doing another school and another school and another local community, and just making sure that they've got the access to it, and it stops people getting ill from drinking dirty water and getting cholera and typhoid, and making their life a bit easier, giving them water that they don't have to travel for miles to get. So the one at the school, the pipework was connected to further kind of up the mountain, where they got a spring, so it's connected to a spring, and also it's rainwater. It collects the rainwater off the off the roofs and off the gutters. It's a lot of infrastructure. It's not as simple as here's the money and there you go. It's the education and teaching the children. It's the maintenance. It's the construction. And then with the education part, the children can then go home and tell their parents, look, we need to be drinking clean water because when we get it from the river, we get ill. This is what they're being taught at school. We need to wash our hands after we've been to the toilet. All those kind of things they're being taught at school, and taking that home, taking that information home to spread that out into the community. Everybody had an emotional day. I think everybody was touched by it. You know, we all saw how happy the children still were, you know, with what little they have, and we were pleased, really pleased to see how the money could be used just to make their lives a bit easier and to give them, you know, what they need, basic, you know, so basic need of just giving them water. So the second day we went to a WASO hub. So WASO are an organisation that work with Samavi, who work with Made Blue, who we help to donate towards the causes. So that organisation supports local entrepreneurs with water and sanitation projects. So one of the projects that we saw at the hub, which they're building, and so they're building this place for entrepreneurs to go to so that they can, you know, learn, they can share ideas, they've got a base where they can pick up ideas and just get that support. So we went to see the building site, and at the building site was a chap that I was speaking to, one of the entrepreneurs, and he is working towards getting water into people's homes. So this isn't the local communities that I saw the day before. This is for people who are, you'd class as possibly like middle class people. And the system is whereby you find a water source, you put the pump in, and then you put solar panels on the roof, and during daylight hours, once you've installed a tap into the home, they have access to clean running water that they can use for cleaning, that they can use for cooking, but it would still need, again, a bit of extra treatment to be able to drink it pure. You know, he's just starting off in this, and I think he said that, you know, they've installed 50 taps in homes so far. There is a cost to it, so they would charge the homeowner what they can afford to pay, and then it's like on finance, they'd have to pay monthly to pay this off. But it's fantastic, and he did say that, you know, people who've said to him, once they've got the water in their home, they're like, oh, they can't believe it. They cannot believe that they don't have to go down the road or further to get their water, you know, it's in their home. So he said, you know, they say to me, oh my God, you're a God, you know, you've given me water in my home. They're just overwhelmed by it. And it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But they are people who have a bit more money who can do that. So that isn't for the masses at the minute, that's for the minority. They thought it was incredible that, you know, they can suddenly have it in their home, that, you know, the thing that we all take for granted. How many water points have we got in our home? You know, bathrooms, toilets, the dishwasher, washing machine, all these water points that we've got in our home, and they're so grateful to just have one. With the money that comes from Made Blue, it's all distributed towards these different organisations, but it's really key to get the local people working to create better environments and sustainable water sources and sustainable filtration and everything like that, to work on it themselves, because it's more likely to continue and grow. So, you know, WASO are a great example of supporting these. So that chap, if he had a problem, he'd go and speak to one of the organisers who can help him, and they can kind of bounce around ideas on how he if he was having any issues with his business, oh, well, have you tried this, or can you try that? That's the support they need. And I think instead of just giving them money and doing it for them, it's helping them learn and getting their own business. They're then, it's creating jobs, it's creating their own income, but it's also helping the people of Uganda to start getting that fresh water. I think Makil and the rest of the Made Blue team are really proud, to see that the work they put into promoting Made Blue and trying to get organisations on board to make donations. I think, really proud to see the impact it's having and the projects it's helping. We only saw 2 schools, but they've helped many more than that. So I think it was wonderful for them to see it firsthand as well as the other ambassadors on the group. We were all, I think we've all been overwhelmed and really touched by what we've seen.
Yeah,
I think it's probably changed us all a bit. I mean, I speaking for myself, it's changed me a bit in how I see things and how I want to help. And, and if I had, seeing it firsthand really does make a difference. And I want to be able to, hopefully by sharing some of what I've seen, it will hopefully make others want to think, right, I want to get on board as well, and I want to do what I can to help and give these people their basic human right of clean water.